Hello, this is the Maycal. I want to welcome you all to the Zebras Don't Explain Their Stripes channel, where we sometimes get zebra zen, and that's what's happening today here on my Maycal channel. And what happens during zebra zen, you may ask? Well, I get to show you my oracle cards, my affirmation cards, which I created, and we get to do some breathing exercises and a little read for the collective, for all of you. Yes, we will see what the universe has in store for you and inspire you with the reads. All right. So we're going to do a little Oracle of Clarity and Chisme. And by chisme, I mean the little voice inside of you that talks to you. Yeah, that's chisme in this case. We're going to dive into a little hoops and healing affirmation cards. And I have the inner work looks good on you, bro. So if you're a bro and you're watching this, this could either pertain to you, or if you're a gal and you're watching this, then this could probably pertain to your person. All right. And in this case, it could be any gender that connects with any of the cards. All right. I also have my little candle. Very proud of this candle. It's one of my cards. This one is happiness, felicidad. See the girl right there with the doggy? It's a little tribute to my dog, Oscar. Yeah. So we're going to light up that candle and we're going to do this. And today I am in Santa Barbara. Yep, in Santa Barbara, California, bringing you this read. So with that said, let's do this. All right. Let's start off with the Oracle of Clarity and Chisme. Here we go, everybody. What messages do you have for us today, my guiding spirits and guardian angels? All right, I'm going to pull out 3 cards. Ooh, one flew out. Okay. All right, let's pull out the first card, see what we got here. All right, this is the Oracle of Clarity and Chisme. All right, so we have kind, amable, and they're bilingual. The affirmation words are bilingual. Kind, amable. Being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. It means being the one who brings the vibe and keeps the boundary. Kindness is power in soft clothing. It is, I'll help you, not I'll shrink for you. Just because your heart is open doesn't mean your energy is on clearance. Compassion is your superpower. Just make sure it comes with terms and conditions. And by the way, here's the kind card. When I created these cards, it came from a real place. It came from my own personal journey in healing, wanting to get out of the dark and look into the light. And I was using a lot of other oracles and affirmations that were beautiful, with beautiful artwork and sayings. And then I thought, it would be cool to have affirmation words that are both in English and Spanish, bilingual. And for those of you that don't speak Spanish, you might, learn a little bit as well. And have the affirmation, what it says, or whether it's the affirmation or the oracle, have a little bit of a wit to it, making it a little bit different, but allowing you all to connect with this. All right. Now, being kind is important. We need more kindness in this world, especially nowadays. The world is going through a lot. We're going through a lot. So being kind is, not something that will affect you, but it will affect others that you are connecting with in a positive way. And it's important to be positive. Now, like the card reads, that doesn't mean that you're going to allow somebody to take advantage of you. And that doesn't mean that you should take advantage of somebody that's kind, right? But it does mean that kindness is key, part of the key to happiness. And no matter what, even if the other party doesn't treat you very well, at least you know in your heart that you were kind and you did something good, and that counts. All right. So if this is something, a message that you needed, there it is. Let's see. Let's go on to the next card. Ego, ego, and in both English and Spanish spelled the same way. E-G-O. All right, your ego isn't all fear, stilettos, and imaginary drama. It is also that voice with the accent of your auntie reminding you not to shrink. Ego isn't a villain with a mustache twirling costume. It is the spicy inner hype crew that has your back. Let it speak, but don't let it drive your cosmic clown car. Here it is. My friends, allowing ego to get in the way, it could be very, very dangerous. All right. Make sure that you keep your ego in check. And I know sometimes it's hard if you're dating somebody or you're friends with somebody that allows their ego to get in the way. You could spot that right away. And it's hard because you could say this to that person, but they won't realize it until they decide to make that change. And if it's you dealing with that ego, you're the one that needs to keep that in check. All right. Ooh, another one. The cool thing about my oracle cards is that they're all very different too. There's some little surprises, also some surprise oracles, which are very fun. But check this out. I got my third card also has the word ego, believe it or not. Ego, I don't even know her. Ego, ni la conozco. Someone's pressed, not your laundry. You've got nothing to prove and everything to protect. Humility looks good on you. So does that crown. No compitas con nadie. Ya ganaste por existir. Eso. Yes, look at this. All right, this is more uplifting, This is when you get to that point that you've done your inner work and you can catch that ego and not let it get in the way, which is very important because ego and pride, if that gets in the way, you could ruin relationships, but you could self-sabotage yourself. And we don't want any self-sabotaging. All right, so those are our cards. And why don't we get into the bro ones? All right, so with all these cards, take it as it resonates. Let's see. This is from my deck. Inner work looks good on you, bro. All right, so we'll pull out 3 cards. All right, here we go. Card number 1, breakup recovery, sanando la ruptura. Anybody going through a breakup right now or is in breakup recovery or that guy of yours is going through that breakup recovery? Guy or gal? Sure, you are torn between text her and delete her. But you know what you shouldn't do? Neglect her or the pain you feel. Accordion music heals, but therapy and time work better. You can swipe right when your corazón says it is ready, when your heart says it's ready. But in order for your heart to say it's ready, it takes time and healing. Healing is so important, especially after every relationship that has been lost. You need to heal every single relationship you've gone through. Because if not, you're not going to be able to have your heart open for someone new, for something new. And if you get into something new and you have not healed, you could definitely ruin that relationship. And it could be a great relationship. So you want to go through that healing process. And it's okay to take time for you to do that. And it's okay to step back to do that. And it's okay to tell somebody, hey, I need to take time for me and step back because I need to heal. Now, when it comes to healing, you don't want to get caught up with those with crutches, any crutches. Okay, drugs could be crutches. Alcohol could be crutches. Those are like the bigger examples. You know what I mean? But food could be crutches too. There's a lot of different kinds of crutches. You don't want to get caught up with that. You want to internalize, you want to make known what you're going through, and you want to get into yourself and find yourself and connect with the little voice inside of you que te está chismeando, el chisme inside of you. That's what you want to connect with. Okay, everybody. So yes, here we go. All right, next card. Can't hang, got boundaries, bro. No puedo, tengo límites, bro. I used to RSVP to everything, even group chats. I hated. Now I prioritize like a dad with a label maker. If it is not feeding my peace, my bag, or my soul, it is a nah. My to-do list curated, my circle filtered, my energy premium. Sorry, bruh. My calendar's in the do not disturb mode for growth. And that could also go hand in hand with this one, with the breakup recovery, right? This is very important, having boundaries that benefit you and not being rude about it, but boundaries are important to keep check with people that try to take advantage of that energy of yours and that want to, have you also as a crutch, because you could be a crutch easily. Uh, Very important. So it's important to take time for yourself. It's important to prioritize yourself. It's important to be good to yourself. All of that is important because the the more you grow and you become stronger, the better you are as a person to anybody. And a wonderful human here in society, you know. But it's important to start with you. It's important to start internally with you, because once you know who you are, once you're strong inside, once you are your own love, you're able to love and project that to other people. So boundaries are important, and energy is important. There are energy vampires out there, unfortunately. And unfortunately, sometimes those energy vampires could be a close friend or a family member. You still have to protect your peace. You still have to step back when you need to step back. All right. Um, and remember, you have boundaries, bro. Check this out. All right, let's get to the last one here. Ooh, big throne energy, energía de trono, bro. Bro, You keep sidestepping like life's gonna catch feelings. A real king cancels chaos, heals his pain, and stays consistent. And his sweatshirt says, crowned, not clowned. I love it. All right, yes. Once again, folks, I created these cards, the Oracle of Clarity and Chisme I created being a woman, going through my healing, and then the inner work looks good on you, bro. I created because I'm surrounded by guys. I know guys, I hang out with them. I'm not a guy, but I've experienced men, and society puts a lot of rules on both women and men in particular, you know, play a little bit more by those rules. It's important, to understand that you're still a human, even though you're a man. It's important to understand your soul. It's important to connect with it. It's important to be emotional when you need to be emotional. It's okay, because if you hold all of that inside of you and you don't let it out, it could ruin you, and it could ruin that other person. So it's important to connect with your soul and to hold yourself accountable. I'm the type of person that I hold myself accountable. Um, I'm not perfect, but I hold myself accountable. And if there's something that I could spot that I need to work on, I do it. I work on myself. And this is important. A real king cancels chaos, heals his pain. Healing, once again, it's important to heal your pain, to be able to move better through life and you stay consistent. That's something that I learned too. I mean, I recently went through another big spiritual awakening in my life. It's probably the second biggest one that I've gone through. The first time around was a while back. And that's the first time that I went into my whole spiritual healing and all of that. And fast forward to now, years later, I forgot that I did not continue practicing those skills that I learned and that I practiced during that first spiritual awakening and healing that I went through, that I practiced for a while and then dropped because I don't know, it just happened. I dropped it. And now going through this healing process again and going through my spiritual process and awakening and all that stuff, I realize it takes work. It takes work, and your life takes work. We're already busy with real work. We're already busy with life, right? But we're part of life and we take work. And in this most recent journey, I went through everything. I went through a very, very dark time, full of lots of loss, full of anxiety. I was going through really bad anxiety. And the first step for me to heal was taking care of my mental health. That was the first thing I had to do. And I started off by breathing. That was the first exercise I started doing. And it took a while, but I took care of my mental health. I'm in a better place right now, and I'm not dealing with that crazy anxiety that was taking over my life. Then after that, I went into my physical health and I started exercising. I started eating right, eating better, to be in a better place physically, because everything goes hand and in hand. And when you're dealing with depression and anxiety, you could deal with the crutch of eating, right? And I gained weight because without realizing, I probably ate more during that phase of anxiety, which, that took over me. But I got immediately into my physical health, which I'm in a better place right now too. And then the third part was spirituality, going back into my spiritual health. And that entailed a lot of different things, getting back into meditating, getting into breathing, connecting with your inner voice, the little chisme inside. And I was working with some of my oracle cards and affirmation cards that I had from my other journey. And I just loved looking at the different beautiful artwork that a lot of these cards have and seeing how it made me feel and seeing the sayings. And then fast forward to now, that inspired me to make bilingual cards, since I speak both English and Spanish. And I think being bilingual is cool. The Spanish language is also beautiful. So I created these cards with bilingual words, and I used a little bit of my wit and humor to inspire also through these cards. I didn't see too many cards that were a little witty and humorous, beautifully written, but I wanted to put my voice, I wanted to attach my voice to these cards, and they're very special. And you could pre-order them. I will have in the link how you could join my newsletter. And via my newsletter, I will soon say how you could pre-order the cards or order them, hopefully for the holidays, which are coming up, and hopefully to just share some positivity with yourself and with others, because these cards are meant to heal, if anything. So with that, my friends, we're going to end with the hoops and healing deck of affirmation. So we're going to pull out a affirmation word, see what comes out. Very important. Center, centro. So the cool thing about these cards, they all have a different hoop earring, and inside the hoop earring, you see the bilingual words. Chaos is loud. Your peace is louder. You don't owe the world constant access. Unplug, inhale, and sit in your sacred center. That is where your superpower lives. Here we go. All right, and then we're going to end with the breathing exercises. And by the way, follow my Instagram at the THE _Maycal, MAYCAL. My Twitter page is the same. My YouTube page is the same, the _Maycal. Follow them all. All right. I do smaller, shorter reads on my Instas and TikToks. So check them out. All right. And I wish you all a wonderful, beautiful day, but we're going to do a quickie inhale, exhale. We want to inhale love, exhale the drama, and let's go for it. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. All right, one last big one. Ready? How did that feel? That feels beautiful. It feels wonderful. Breathing is wonderful. Keep breathing. And if you check out my Instagram, I do fun breathing exercises. I'm pulling an affirmation, and then I play a crazy fun song where we breathe to it, because it just shows that we could breathe anywhere and everywhere. If you need that time to do it, do it. All right. That's clarity served, chisme delivered, everybody. I wish you a wonderful day. Please like, comment, and follow. If you saw this till the end, drop a zebra on the comments and we could also discuss. All right. Share positivity and spread love. Mwah.